Welcome to Full Disclosure. And this just in. Sorry, Cougars and Silver Foxes. There's a hot 15-year-old in town. Mortgages.
It's still so good.
He's the second time. So good in the second time.
It's so good.
I was ready for it. And it still's great. Well, we discussed AI in our mortgage industry vibe check segment, but I didn't want to steal the thunder from Jim for Jim's book club. He's brought a book for us again this month, and I would love to hear about it.
Sure. This is Reshuffled by Sagit Paul Chaudhary. Really awesome book. So I stumbled across his Substack. I think he's a kind of writer, data scientist, someone really deep into AI. And he basically said, like, what's the point of, like, what will knowledge working humans do now that AI can do certain things much better, right? And hope is not lost. They do debunk a lot of myths. He gives one example that I thought was really timely and interesting where, you could look up, for example, if you're looking up wine, right? Like there's everything you want to know about wine is out there.
Yep.
Almost too much information, right? And sommeliers are probably as employable as they've ever been because what they do is they curate, right? So like now the problem isn't finding information, it's curating. Right, because there's so much information at our fingertips, but are we asking the right questions? Are we making the right decisions? AI doesn't really do that. It just kind of helps with knowledge gathering. So that was one of his examples. Tons of things in this book. One of his major points is AI isn't a technology of automation, it's a technology of coordination. So really the real winners in AI, he kind of debunked the phrase, AI isn't going to take your job. People who know how to use AI will. And the answer is no, your job will change. Like steps will get taken out of what you're doing because people will find ways to kind of change an ecosystem that you're working in. And I think there's going to eventually be someone who does that in the mortgage industry. It'll be really, really interesting to see how it plays out. But it definitely kind of reshaped a lot of my thinking around AI. So it was a really, really interesting read.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of, I like the idea of like the job changing, right? I think that's really, I think that's important to talk about, right?
Yeah.
Is we're all going to have to learn how to use AI in our roles.
Right.
If we haven't already.
If we haven't already.
Well, I think one thing that's interesting about AI, it's probabilistic, not deterministic, right? So it means it's not always right. So if you're asking AI about a workout plan, about how to do your homework, fine, 95% accuracy, better than I did as a student, right?
How many fingers does the person have? 7?
Yeah, that's okay, right? What about finding a tumor? Is 95 accuracy okay?
Yeah.
You want that, right? So like there's always going to be, someone has to ultimately assume the risk. And I think one of the things that we saw in rolling out an AI tool is we are still the backstop. We are still the one assuming risk. And that's ultimately our value, right? So, AI will change kind of how some of those things work, but it's not the thing that's going to assume the risk at the end of the day. So you have to ask yourself, is 95% or whatever this accuracy level for what I'm doing, is this good enough, right? Is it good enough for mortgages? Probably not. Is it good enough for tumors? Probably not. Is it good enough for homework? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Right? So, it'll be interesting to see.
All righty.
Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe wherever you have listened to this podcast. And just remember, if you are in the mortgage industry or mortgage curious, please go and sign up for our Discovery platform right on our website. Anyone who signs up via their LOS or on our Discovery API, we will donate 100 deals to Feeding America through the end of the year.
Full disclosure, all the holiday vibes, none of the stress. Some of the stress.